What's going on, SHG? Welcome back to another video. And today we'll be talking about how to become more disciplined, and this is part 2. And we will talking about eating.
Yes, sir.
Now, be mindful of what you eat. Eating is like an open door of you being disciplined or not. What you eat is important to how disciplined you are. You can eat recklessly, or you can eat properly, or you can eat healthily. But how does eating make you disciplined? So let's give an examples. You doing a diet is a form of discipline. Now imagine you've been eating the most unhealthy food for your whole life. You've been eating so unhealthy, eating the most unhealthy things you can think of, and then you decide to do a diet.
Nice.
Now when you do a diet, you're eating less, you're eating foods you may not even like, or you may eat foods that are not what you prefer. But you restricting yourself from the foods like the burgers, cheese, the sugary foods, you denying yourself from these things and focusing on your diet and trying to be healthy is definitely a form of discipline, because you're trying to tell your body, look, I know I've been doing this for an amount of years, but I'm trying to eat healthy now. I'm trying to discipline myself to eat healthy. This is how you're going to increase your discipline. Maybe you've been eating a lot. You may be eating a certain amount of calories over the years, maybe more than 3,000, more than 3,500. And then you decide to eat around 1,000 to 1,500 calories a day. You doing this is also a form of discipline. Weighing your foods, taking about the amount of you're eating each day, so that you can eat less food and be healthy, or restrict yourself from eating food to lose a certain amount of weight. You doing a diet, you weighing your food, they are all forms of discipline. Especially if you're weighing foods that you've been eating previously in large amounts, like 3 portions instead of 1. You weighing your food and you taking in the calories and having a limit on the amount of calories you eat each day is a form of discipline. Also, maybe you may want to try and be vegan. You've been eating meats, you've been eating all of these poultry, chicken, fish, and you decide to eat vegan. You decide to not eat meat, you decide to not eat eggs, you just decide to be completely vegan or even vegetarian. All of these things is a form of discipline, because you're denying your flesh for you to eat in a certain way that's not usual to your normal standards of eating. So trying to be vegan, you trying to make a change to your whole patterns of life, is a form of discipline. This is how you're going to become more disciplined, SHG. Also, you can be finding alternatives. So maybe you've been eating foods that may contain a lot of oils, they may contain a lot of fats, they may contain a lot of calories, and you find alternatives for those foods. So maybe instead of eating cookies, you eat some sort of oats cookies, or you eat some sort of alternative, like you may eat chicken before, but you eat a vegan type of chicken, or many things SHG. Just finding alternatives of foods is a form of discipline, because you're trying to eat healthier foods, not foods that you enjoy most of the time. And funny enough, you can even be disciplined by eating more food, because maybe you eat too little, so you try to discipline yourself to eat more. So it's like it's a oxymoron type of thing. It depends on the person you are, and whatever you deny yourself or you try to make yourself do is a form of discipline. So if you want to become more disciplined, eating is definitely an important factor to becoming more disciplined.
Yes,
You
sir.
even baking food, you trying to eat your own food is all forms of discipline. And you not eating fast food. Before, you may have eaten a lot of fast food. You may have ate McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, chicken and chips, fish and chips, macaroni and cheese. All of these things, you saying no to it is a form of discipline.
I mean, it's alright.
So if you want to become more disciplined, not eating fast food is a great factor of you becoming more disciplined. And eating sweets, snacks, and drinks, all of these things. You eating all of these biscuits, cakes, Oreos, Fanta, crisp, chips, all of these things. You denying yourself to saying, no, I don't want to eat this anymore. I'm going to discipline my flesh, discipline my body to no longer eat these things. SHG. This is how you become more disciplined.
Oh my God, you for
Eating
real.
and what goes into you and you denying it is a form of discipline. Also, you may be wanting to drink only water for a whole year, or not eating sugar, snacks, sweets for a whole year or a certain amount of time. Is discipline. Just doing something for a certain amount of time restricted from it and not eating those things. Anything you're thinking about or you're constantly eating that you want to get rid of for a certain amount of time, you can do that, SHG. These are forms of discipline for eating. But SHG, that will be the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and share. And remember, Yahusha loves you. In Yahusha's mighty name I pray. In a bit, SHG. Amen.
No.